Uh, this is our oral briefing presentation, and the topic is painter training for effective working practices and safety standards. Uh, my name is Mohammed Al Jahin, and I'm majoring in electrical engineer. And it's currently my third year in Wayne State University.
My name is Maz. I'm a sophomore and I'm majoring in computer science.
My name is Gam Elfahim and I'm majoring in electrical engineering.
My name is Ahmad Isa. I'm majoring in electrical engineering. It's my junior year in Wayne State.
My name is Zachary Nyes, and I am a biomedical engineer here at Wayne State.
Student painters. It all started across the borders into the U.S. in 1987 from Ontario, Canada. Right now, it has expanded into 12 different states today. The recruitment motivated college students with an interest in entrepreneurship. And it trained and support managers to run their own painting crew, which give them a better side of entrepreneurship. And it only deals with exterior painting only, with wood board replacement, tall ladders, scrapping, use of power tools, and roof utilization.
So the outline of our presentation today, we're going to start with a purpose statement, followed by an introduction, and then we want to establish our credibility throughout our presentation here today. And then we have our body, the meat of our presentation, discussing the issues of the organization and our objectives that we plan to hit with our proposal, and then followed by our conclusion.
The purpose of this presentation is to bring to light staff-based issues of the company student painters. These staff-based issues have led to injuries of workers, poor work quality, insurance claim, and other such undesirable outcomes because of the lack of training. The purpose of this presentation is also to state objectives for what our proposal aims to achieve in resolving necessary problems. And
All right, so what makes us qualified to speak on this subject? Well, one, I worked for student painters in back-to-back years in the summer and in the fall. I have experienced firsthand the inadequate training that the student painters gives to their painters because they give a lot of the training to the managerial staff rather than the painters themselves. So I've seen it firsthand, and I've worked with it for 2 years. I've been exposed to the poor leadership in training their employees on the ground level.
Okay, guys. Introduction to branch managers. The company recruits young entrepreneurs who later become the company branch managers. As Gam was explaining, the young entrepreneurs who are given the training and stuff like that, they're the one who become branch managers, who go and look, and then they either recruit their friends or other people to do the painting job. The branch managers are giving training by the company itself. Usually it takes 2 to 3 months. They are taught how to use a lot of tools, step ladders that go up from 4 feet up to 20 feet, and extension ladders that go from 16 feet all the way to 40 feet, and drop cloths and kaluk. They are taught safety precautions in order to keep themselves safe and the workers safe from lead poisoning, falling, and etc. They're also taught marketing strategies. For an example, they would go and knock on people's houses or put flyers around the area, spread the word of mouth, telling their friends, and their friends tell their friends and stuff like that. Another marketing strategies is convincing the customers to accept their business. by showing them how satisfied previous customers were, which they can give them a feedback of previous customers on how their painting job was. Also, the best way to influence a customer to accept your business is by showing them a before and after shootings. As you can see in the top picture, it shows a house before the job, and then in the bottom picture, it shows after they did the painting, which convinces or shows the guy that they're talking to or family owner of the house, shows them to accept their business.
So I have a personal incident that happened when I was working at Student Painters. I was roughly over the garage height, about 9 feet, on an extension ladder that was leaning against the gutter. And unbeknownst to me, you have to change the angle of the ladder when on concrete that is wet. And I slipped and fell. I actually had stitches on my backside that ripped open after the fact. I didn't know that, but my branch manager knew I had surgery and he just sent me home. There was no precautionary measures taken, and I wasn't even trained on when the pavement is wet, the ladder should be set at a different angle than when it is dry.
So there's a few different issues with this organization. So the first issue is that the training for the painters is inadequate. So the company invests mostly in its branch managers. So it hires a few individuals, a few younger individuals between 18 and 23 to run the branch. And but they don't invest in labor workers. They only invest in the branch managers. And these managers don't do a good job generally of training the labor workers because it's a more casual work environment. They're all in high school or in early college. And because of that, the labor workers are often undertrained, which results in injuries or in poor work quality. And another issue is just simply the sheer number of tasks and responsibilities that are given to these branch managers to be taught to the labor workers. For example, they have to teach them marketing strategies, gathering necessary supplies for job sites, interacting with clients, recruiting, teaching them how to recruit more painters, and just painting basics 101, safety basics, as well as how to do the job. But because there's so many of these requirements, a lot of times they simply neglect them due to the more casual work environment, once again, since they're all pretty young. And because they neglect these, the labor workers are not often trained as well as they should be.
Muted mic.
Rough objectives of final proposal. Well, one, we got failed occupational health and safety administration, which is job site inspection. Two, we got set goals for acceptable accident and injury insurance claims. Decision makers, we got branch managers and upper management. Those who invest, which is those who invest in hiring branch management. The branch management, managing business operations, such as general managers, office managers, such as in picture, as you can see in the picture.
Zach, could you go back one slide so I can add more into it? Okay, basically for no-failed OSHA, Occupational Health and Safety Administration job site inspections. These are job inspections that make sure that the labor workers and the branch managers are safe. And our proposal is to help the OSHA reach lower risks, I guess. And also set goals for acceptable accidents and injury insurance claims. These are insurance claims happens by the workers who get injured during painting houses. Like you can see in the picture over there, Zachariah provided the picture of his friend who's 40 feet high, which he could potentially fall and
Mhm.
do insurance claims and lawsuits and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Branch managers should either, there's two solutions that we came up with. Either the branch managers take responsibility and teach the painters how to be safe and stuff like that. Like, look at the guy, he's not even wearing a helmet. At least he can do provide him a helmet so he can save his head. Also, and our second solution would be that the company itself would give these labor workers or painters video tutorials on how to keep themselves safe, which would lower the risks of insurance claims, saving the company a lot of money.
So in order to keep our team organized and efficient, we each need to play a unique role that contributes to the project. My role is to contact and use my resources and contacts I have back at Student Painters to gather more information and receive feedback on our proposals and our plans.
My role would be to work with the branch managers to implement and enforce OZA regulations and provide more adequate training.
My part is to supervise labor workers to ensure safety regulations are followed, just like what Emma stated about the helmets and whatever keeps them safe.
My part is to make sure that the training is improved, especially to the branch managers, and telling them that they have to be responsible for the painters and making sure that it's effective and it stays that way.
My part is making sure everything is on the right track.
Conclusion. So my part was who are the student painters and what is the purpose?
My part was introducing what branch managers and how they come to be. And an important fact I would like to remind them is that branch managers are taught a lot and have a lot to take care of, which creates difficulty to properly train the actual painters.
My part was talking about the issues with the company, such as the inadequate training provided to labor workers, and in addition, the overwhelming amount of tasks that are given to the branch managers, the very limited amount of them to teach to a much larger amount of labor workers, resulting in inadequate training.
My personal experience and my incident that happened contributed to the credibility of our presentation.
My part was what is a rough objective and a final proposal, and who has the say.
That's the references.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Lloyd.